Hello, this is Mike from Dimensional Walking. Today we're going to do a new video, and this video is about the new report that came out on November 14th, okay, 2024, just this last week, from the Pentagon on UFOs. This week it revealed that there were hundreds of new incidences have been reported involving unidentified aerial phenomena, or as they now like to call it, UAPs, even though I like UFOs since I've been saying that for over 50 years. But they had to change it. God only knows why, but they had to. Anyways, so the review, there was a bunch of documents, hundreds, for instance, incidents that involved balloons and birds and satellites misidentified, along with a few cases that remain puzzling, such as a close encounter between a commercial airline and an unidentified object off of the New York coast. So, the government's report, although unlikely to resolve debates of alien life, the report underscores the growing public interest in the subject and reflects the government's effort to offer some clarity. Its release follows a congressional hearing which the House lawmakers urged greater transparency on unidentified anonymous phenomena. Okay, UAPs again, the government's term for UFOs. Okay, so yeah, so this is another hearing, and the report is based off the hearing. Okay, so let's continue. Federal efforts to investigate UAPs have prioritized potential risks to national security and air safety rather than delving into theories. Okay, so they're really looking for any kind of risk that UFOs pose to us here in the United States, or actually around the world. I'm sure they're going to include everybody in it, not just us, because if it affects somebody else, even China or Russia, it's going to eventually affect us, of course. So the officials at the Pentagon's AARO, which is the All Domain Anonymity Resolution Office, um, established in 2022 to track UAPs, have stated there is no evidence suggesting that any cases they examine have extraterrestrial origins. Okay? So let's face it, that is the typical comment that they've been saying over and over again. Although there was one point, a couple of hearings back, of course, that had those really high profile witnesses that it really started leaning towards the alien origins. Okay, technology and all this other good stuff, which really was getting quite juicy. But unfortunately, they squashed it all. And they're back kind of to the same old comment that there's no evidence. Okay, even though it looked like there was a whole lot of evidence, now there's no evidence again. So there you go. Um, so again, they said it is important to underscore that to date, AARO has discovered no evidence of extraterrestrial beings' activity or technology. Okay, that's a statement that you're probably going to hear a lot more going forward, I am sure, unless somebody really breaks through the glass ceiling, as maybe we'll call it this time. Um, So the Pentagon in this case reviewed 757 UAP cases reported globally to the U.S. authorities between May 1st, 2023 and June 1st, 2024. So the figure included 272 incidences that took place before this period but had gone unreported until now. Obviously, people come forward. Sometimes it's not in a timely way, It could be some, maybe they got a little more courage or something. They decided it was important to report it. So that's why some of these are before a certain time frame. Makes sense. I can see it. I can see it happening that way. Most reported incidents took place in airspace, okay? But 49 reported at altitudes at least 1,000 kilometers, which is 62 miles, which is officially where space begins. Okay, everything under 62 miles is considered uh, airspace. Okay, where our normal planes fly. And above that is called outer space, which is where only special vehicles get to fly, okay, or can fly, I guess it would be. So and there was no incidents that were reported underwater at this time, although there's plenty of reports I've heard over my 50 plus years of doing this underwater all around the United States and the waters around the United States and even in the Great Lakes, actually. Witnesses included commercial and military pilots along with ground based observers. Okay, so investigators identified explanations for nearly 300 of these incidents. Okay. So I guess let's see, 300, 700. So that still leaves a good 400 in some of them that they're not saying they had explanations for. Of course, a lot of the ones that they had explanations for balloons, birds, aircraft, drones, and satellites. And it should be noted, of course, that Elon Musk's Starlink satellite system has become I guess, a frequent source of confusion, as people often mistaken its satellite chains of for UFOs. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I have seen them on video, and I also think I've seen some of it in the sky. I have three or four of them. I guess they can be much more than three or four in a row, but it's really cool if you get a chance to see it in life. Because the simple fact it really looks cool. Okay. So hundreds of cases remained unexplained, though the report's authors emphasize this is often due to insufficient information to reach definitive conclusions. Okay? None of the incidents resulted in injuries, crashes, though a commercial flight crew did report a close encounter with a cylindrical object while flying over the Atlantic near New York coast. The encounter is still under investigation. Yeah, I think it was if I remember correctly, it was a very close encounter. Uh, the UFO got very close to the plane, and I think it freaked out the pilots and the flight crew. In three separate cases, the military air crews reported being fouled by unidentified aircraft. However, the investigators found no evidence linking the incidents to any foreign power. Okay. Now, I did videos on some of the a couple of my friends that were air traffic controllers that witnessed in the past uh, where they would see UFOs falling right behind. I mean, literally right behind an aircraft on their radar, and then eventually visually they saw it, which was pretty incredible. Because the interesting thing about it is the people inside the plane had no idea that there was something right behind them. Okay. So I thought that was one of the most interesting ones, and I've probably mentioned it in a couple of videos in the past. So what are the officials saying? In the hearing on Wednesday on the UAPs, the lawmakers heard from several expert witnesses, including two former military officials who have studied the phenomena. The discussion ranged from speculative questions about alien intelligence and potential military research involving alien technology to the concerns of foreign powers may be deploying secret aircraft to surveil U.S. military bases, which is very possible. Absolutely. And kind of closing, Republican Representative Andy Ogles of Tennessee said there is something out there. The question is it ours? Is it someone else's? Or is it otherworldly? Well, that was a wonderful conclusion. You guys just keep on saying that, even though in reality, yes, there's UFOs and there are aliens. So, with that said, we'll wait for the next hearing, and I'm sure there'll be some other great wisdom coming out of that one. Okay, thank you very much. Until we meet again, betrayals. Bye.